Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick Dear Diary today because I have a lot of video to add on to it. I fed snakes. Today was a snake feeding day. Oops, sorry. So I'm gonna post that on here. It takes me roughly over an hour to feed the snakes. Because I do one individual snake at a time so that I can make sure that the snake is okay. They're processing it correctly. I don't know. I just do it. So I'm going to post that up. I'm going to probably dumb it down a lot because on my Facebook, or not my Facebook, on my YouTube, I'm going to post the full videos, not as part of my Dear Diary. So I'm just going to do like a shrunken down version of each. Some of the snakes take 30 minutes to eat. So I can dumb them down a little bit so you can see kind of the stuff that we do here with them. I think tomorrow I'm going to talk about bullies, about internet bullies especially, because my daughter was talking to me about this little friend of hers who, I say friend because they're like friends, but the days that they're not friends, this little girl is mean and she's just the nastiest shit. So last year when COVID first hit, I actually had my own bully. I had a little scratch my kitty got me this morning. I just put her fingernails in me here too. She was laying on my face and she scratched me. Yeah, anyways, so this lady that I know from an old job that I had was super bully about COVID and everything. And I'm going to tell you the story tomorrow about it. I'm going to do my little clip of my snakes. And like I said, I'm going to post the full versions of all 4 snakes getting fed on my YouTube channel. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow and have a great night. We're going to get some better light in there in a second. Gotta get his little furry friend out of the package. Monty doesn't eat frozen. He refuses, so he has to eat live. If you don't feed him live, he doesn't eat, and then he'll starve. So here's our little mousy friend. There's Monty. He's starting to stir. He sees what's happening in his cage.
Go.
We're gonna get some more lighting in here. Just gotta... And then there's this tree. Well, there was this usually goes in there, but if you don't take away Monty's hides, he won't eat. So he also has this tree. I use it because it has a lot of good rubbing spots for him to get his shed off. So hold on one second. We got to take it out of there for the mouse hides. And Monty doesn't really prefer to hunt down his food as much as he likes it just to kind of come to him and, you know, that's my Monty. So I give him a little tap. Oh no, just here. It usually takes him a little while to catch his food. He's more of a play with it. I don't know, look at it 100 times before he strikes on it, but he's becoming active at it. Normally we don't hold the snakes on feed day, but I did hold Monty earlier, so he may not eat just out of principle. And then in that case, I just you know, pull the mouse out, we have a habitat we can put the mice in if we need to get them out of here so that Monty can recuperate for the next day. He does have sheds in here. He just recently shed, so I have to get in here and clean all these bad boys up. I did get his eye caps off. Monty, the other snake's eye caps come off really easy. Jeez. But Monty's doesn't. Like, he needs help just about every single shed. And it's not hard. On the next shed he has, I'll definitely put that up there for you, just so you guys can see what it's like getting his shed off his eyes. It was hard in the beginning, but now he and I have a little method to our madness, and he is really good. He is the calmest, coolest snake in the world. Like, he will literally wrap himself like around my bra strap and sit on me, like on my shoulders, weaving in and out of my shirt with his tail like latched onto my bra strap for hours. I can go about the whole house cleaning. I can go outside and do like yard stuff, like, you know, taking recycling out or whatever. And Monty will hold tight. He won't try to get off of me. When we're sitting in bed watching a movie, he likes to lay down by my feet, like wrap himself in my feet. I'm assuming that's because it's warm down there. And he's a snake, so he's cold-blooded, and he needs either lamp warmth or warmth from me. He's starting to explore a little. It almost looks like he wants me to pick him back up, but after feeding time, we don't handle them for 24 hours. We try not to handle them for the whole day prior, like that whole day. But like I said, I did have him out earlier today, spending some time with him, as I do most days, because he's just the most awesome snake. And looks like he's coiling. He's gonna strike. This is gonna be amazing. Get this water bottle out of the way. The only thing I don't like about feeding live is that the mouse has the ability to harm the snake. And it's definitely not something you want. But Monty and Sass absolutely 100% will not eat frozen. They will starve themselves before they do it, which is definitely something we don't want. Oh yeah, he's on the hunt. He knows lunch is here. I get this cord flipped over to the back. There he goes. Come on, Monty, you can do it. I like this water rock as well, because it's very textured. So he likes to put himself through the water and then rub himself on the rocks. He's a really good shedder. His head and his eye caps don't come off as easy as they should. And he's got good humidity in his cage, or in his enclosure. Oh yeah. Don't mess around, Monty. You know you want it. Go get your lunch. He's hiding. Your little mouse is gonna hide. There you go. And we measured Monty out. Oh, there, he got it. We measured him out. He is about 2 feet 4 inches. He's got a good side girth on him. I've had him since August of 2020, and it's April of 2021. So August, 8 months. So he's only 8 months old. Definitely still a baby. Like, he'll keep growing. If he is in fact a boy, he'll go to about 3, I think 3.5. But if he goes to, if he is a female, which I think he is, because he's got the really short stubby tail, but some people say like you can tell by the tail, and some people say like that doesn't really matter. So, while he's eating that, like, see, like the end here is just a little stub of a tail. And with my other snakes, they have like a really long tail. Like, you can tell like where the tail starts from the body. And so I don't know. Maybe ball pythons are different. I do have 2 other snakes I'm going to feed today. Upload that so everyone can see. And my dog is playing with his toy. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Stop squeaking it. Shh. Wait till we're done with Monty. Silly boy. Alright, and then Monty, I'm just going to put this down so everyone can see Monty and his... I'm going to pull this away from my dog because he's being weird. Okay, looks like he's doing good. I just stepped away for a second so I could get the baby snakes food defrosting. Lucky they eat the frozen pinkies. I I contemplated like how scary it would be, like not scary, how hurtful it would be to put like a tiny little pink mouse in with the snakes, and luckily they eat the frozen. So I sit and I make sure that for each snake, and personally, I mean, because I'm not saying people don't love their snakes, but I do care for them, and I sit and watch every feeding, one snake at a time from start to finish. I mean, yeah, I step away to like do other things real quick, but my focus is on one snake at a time. And I feed them all on the same day, unless one doesn't eat that day and we have to do it a different day. I would dry eraser on their glass. I write the date that they ate so that I know, especially like if we get off whack and we're not all on the same day, which has happened. My Monty is gone. He still has a little bit more shed left on his underbelly there. He's gone, weeks without eating, but he's had, the food option there. And that's when we got the small little habitat for the mouse that Monty doesn't eat that we can just save for later, I guess. And that's my Monty. He finished. Now, without bothering him, I'm going to get his habitats back in there, so he can lay down and process his food. Monty's got the biggest cage in the house. He's the biggest snake. I mean, as the other snakes get bigger, they'll get bigger cages too, but right now it's just Monty. And since I said, he fed today, so I'm not going to bother trying to, sorry if that's loud. I'm not going to bother to try to get those skins out of here right now, because now is the time to process and we don't bother him on his look how close he is. It's like he knows what's happening. Mama, are you gonna get me now? No, I'm not gonna get you now. In a little bit I'll come and dump his water and freshen it up for him, as I do a couple times a day. It's pretty hot in his terrarium. I mean, not a couple times a day, at least once a day, but sometimes it goes away faster than I can keep it in there. All right, well, that's it for Monty. This is his warm side of the tank. The tray is his warm side. I keep the lamp mostly on this side of the tank, not in the middle, but on the side. And underneath the tank here is a heater that heats up the glass here, and then he's got layers of shavings on it. But so this is his warm side of the tank, and then over here where, and there's name Monty, where there's not a lot of light, this is the cooler side of the tank. I don't think it really it doesn't vary by much, but he does have a hot and cool side, as do all the snakes. And my son has a bearded dragon, and he doesn't really let me touch it too much, but I think he knows that it'll love me more, because all the animals do. It's because I have the food. Anyways, that's it for Monty. Thank you, and we'll see you next week. All right, I'm back. Steak number 2. His name is Dale. He's got a spiffy little drum set back here, one up here. His name is Dale. He is, in fact, named after John C. Reilly's character in Step Brothers. My other snake, we got it around the same time. I think it was only within a couple of days. His name is Brennan. I'm going to feed him next, but I'm going to focus on Dale right now. Dale is, I think he's about 2 months old. He is a corn snake. I had to get my snake straight. I actually am going to go grab a stool real quick because I am very short and I cannot reach in the cage. I'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. So Dale eats these little frozen babies. This guy's been sitting in warm to hot water, tepid water, getting him all freshed up. So I'm going to first let Dale know that it's feed time. I'm gonna dig him up. He likes to stay pretty much focused in his little corners. I found him. He's right here. This is Dale. He is a baby corn snake. And now that we've got him up and focused, I'm going to open his, well, first I mat down his area where I've just dug him up, just so that there's a nice flat surface. Oh, he's going to pretend to strike on me. He pretends to strike. I know he's not going to. So I mat it down so that he can see a little better, and it's nothing's in the way of his food. And then I cut the baby cut the packaging open, and I put it down in here, and I just leave it there and give him the opportunity to see it. Like Monty, he may take a few minutes to strike on this, but he does eat frozen babies. He just has to realize what's happening and go for the strike. So we're gonna sit here a little bit and give him the time that he needs. I mean, if he hides again, I'm gonna pull him out, and there's really nothing I can do with these little babies after they defrost. They have to get tossed, and I hate to see that kind of a waste. We got stuff all over your baby. There you go. Really? You have to be hungry. Yeah, that's what I thought. He hasn't learned the art of striking yet. I think that's why he still goes with the frozen babies, because right now he's got his mouth on it like he's like he was going to. But I think once he realized the baby wasn't moving, he's good to go. Let's see if we can't zoom in a little bit. Give you a little bit more of a close-up. I don't know if it's going to focus. There it goes. He's still such a small snake that anything bigger than a pinky, he struggles with. I had to give him a fuzzy last week because the pet store had no frozen pinkies. The smallest ones they had were fuzzies, and it took him a long time, and I thought for sure I would have to abort the mission, but he got it down pretty good. This was super quick, like very quick. And like I said, I single-handedly sit here and watch every snake from the time I put the mouse in the cage or in the enclosure until they're back to sticking their tongue out and moving around. That way I know what's going down, and they're not choking, they're not hurt. I worry with the live feeding snakes that they'll get bitten or some sort of infection or something from a bite. So I watch them really closely. Although my daughter's snake, she strikes so fast that I don't know what's happened. Like the second I put the mouse in, she's on it no matter what. So, all right, so we're gonna close him up, get his container back together. He is an escape artist, so he is the only snake in the house right now that has to be clipped with multiple clips, because he will stand straight up and push the top open and get out. So we're not messing with that. Now, as you see, he's going back into he's going into this little hideaway. I'm assuming it's to process and relax. I see his shavings coming up on this side of it, so he's burying himself again, and we'll give him some time to process this. We won't bother him again. I'll come back in a few minutes once he's all buried again and change his water dish, you know, give it a good wash out and change that for him. It's looking a little dry. There's fluid in it, but it needs to be cleaned. All right, that's it. Hey, next snake is Brennan, named after Will Ferrell's character in Step Brothers. This happens to be my cat's favorite snake. She often dotes upon him and watches him, and I have some pretty funny pictures of him sitting up here on top of his cage, just like looking down on him. I'll see if I can't find them and put them in. All right, so he is eating today one of these nifty little frozen guys. Going to get it ready and then get him out. Find where he's at. He also likes to hide. Most of the time he's hidden. He doesn't really come out a lot, except for to get water. So once I start digging around for him, I think he'll come out. Oh, he had a shed. Look at that. Oh my God, my big boy shed. All right. It's a good shed. He got it all off pretty much in one good solid piece. He's a small snake too, so I'm going to take that out because I can find it all. It's all together. And then we're just going to search for him. He's in here. I just saw him this morning. Oh, he's way over there. There he goes. There's Brennan. Brennan is an albino king snake. Probably also 2 months old. We got him at some pet store in Horseheads. It was their last one, and it happened. I really didn't want the albino because I'm really into the colors and the patterns of snakes, and so I was kind of disappointed that the only king snake they had was albino, but it's really cool to have an albino snake, and everybody has to have an albino snake. I think it's like a given. All right, so I don't like to handle him a lot because he always, I don't even know the right term, and I will look it up. He pees on me, he poops on me, he musks me. He's not really one to be handled a lot. I do handle him because I think that if you have a snake, you know, in the pythons areas, like these guys, you should hold them, I guess, unless they're aggressive, which he's not aggressive. He's just, he's not really into me, and I'm okay with it, but not really. So usually when I hold him, I get the gloves on because he will musk the shit out of me and my hand will be soaked. All right, so I matted his bedding down. I'm gonna put the camera up here, get his little baby out. Oh, he's hiding again. All right. Oh, that baby is missing an arm. That's sad. No, don't pee on me. Don't pee on me. Don't pee on me. I didn't put gloves on. We're not doing this today. Look. It's okay. It's okay. Look what I found. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just a baby. Yeah. It's lunch. All right, we'll give him a minute, process, see what's on his mind. He should be good and hungry. He's got all these little holes all over where he gets through. Sammy's coming over here. I give them as much time as they need. If I pulled him out and showed him the baby a couple of times and he doesn't strike on it, then the next thing I do is I have, it's not a Tupperware dish, but it's like a plastic shoebox. I'll put him in it with the food and kind of say, you know, hey, it is time to eat. And it looks like he is not coming back out, so I'm going to try to get him out again. On the baby. On the baby. Come on, Bren. You had a really good shed. This is your first shed, buddy. Look at all this stuff coming up. Okay. Let me find you. I don't want to undo my matting too much. Let's get out of your habitat. So as I can find you better. I like to keep his tank thick of shavings because he's definitely a burrower. He likes to burrow. I don't even see you moving anywhere. Where are you, man? I know you're here. I literally just saw you. You're underneath what I'm at, aren't you? Of course you are. Why wouldn't you be? Alright, well. Let's mat the other side and put the baby on the other side. Well, now you're just playing games with me. Come on. Put the baby over to here. Okay. Come on, Bren. Oh, now we're getting in your water. Oh, you're peeking out over here. Right, I'm just going to try one more time, just setting him to the food. If he chooses not to get it, then what we'll do is we'll try to do it in the tote. If the tote doesn't work, then we'll try again in like 2 days. It looks, he's hungry. I know he is. Yeah, I knew he would be. It's been 8 days since his last meal. But like I said, the last time they didn't have what I would say would be small, like these pinkies, all I had was fuzzies. So he did get a bigger meal last week. So I waited an extra day. And plus he was out this morning. It looked like he was hunting around looking for food. So he was definitely getting hungry. And he has a lot of shed here. A lot. And I can see on this shed, I'm just going to pull this off of him real quick. On this shed right here, his eye caps came off perfect. He's a good shedder. So I'm very excited about that. Like I said, my Monty doesn't shed very well. His head never really sheds right, and I have to help him. But this helps me know that his eye caps are off, and I know that his eye health is going to be good. And his came off in just maybe 4 really long pieces. 2 for the top, 2 for the bottoms. And like I said, super excited that his eye caps came right off in his shed. My first snake that's ever been nice to me like that. Although Monty is my first snake, so it's not like I've had a million snakes. but it's every shed that he had. We were constantly trying to help him with those caps. Brennan's not as fast as an eater as, say, Dale. And Brennan doesn't have anything cool in his cage like Dale does. Dale has the, I keep calling it cage. I'm sorry. And there's terrarium, aquarium. I'm just probably always going to call it a cage. Maybe that's my signature. Dale has the drum sets. I think I might do like boats and helicopters in Brennan's like back of his tank. I think that would be super cute. Maybe even like write boats and hose on it. I think that would be funny. Other weird stuff is funny to me, so we're still going along pretty good. He's a slow eater. We did give him a live fuzzy or pinky once. And it was really funny to watch him try to, I don't want to say strangle, that sounds harsh, but incapacitate the food so that he could eat it. And he just sat there in a ball wrapped around it forever because he didn't have the strength to get it suffocated so that he could swallow it. So then we decided that we were gonna, since he's so young, we're gonna focus on just doing frozen and hope that it stays. I mean, it is easier to drop alive in the tank and then just let the snakes chase it around. But I've read that people say it's inhumane to do live feed unless your vet says it's necessary. My vet didn't say it was necessary for my 2 live feeds, but I know that they're not going to eat frozen. I've tried it many times and it doesn't work for them. So I would rather just do the live feeds for them. It's always, it's sad to hear the little mouse cry. But, you know, it's a circle. So he's finishing up, which is good. We're in about 11 minutes, so that's about right for him. And then when he's done, we'll give him we'll put his little rock back in and let him unwind a little bit. His temp looks good. His humidity looks good. I'm going to change their waters here in a little bit. I spray them down as long as they need it. I don't know if I'll do it today, because their humidity is good in this one at least. I think Monty needs a little bit more humidity, but because I think his tank is bigger. It's just harder to keep it. All right, let's see. Shh. Buddy. Shh. Oh my gosh, my dog is barking. All right, well, it looks like he's got this down, and we'll see you next week. So at this point, I'm going to voice over the video because there was so much background noise going on for the video. I had my son was standing there talking to me. We have indoor pigs and an indoor chicken, and they were being quite loud. The dogs were barking. My little chihuahua was super excited, so he was whining, and it became intolerable listening to this video earlier, like watching the video over to make sure everything was good with it in editing. So I decided I would just do a voiceover on it. It's only like 10 and a half minutes, and I mean, basically here I'm just talking about how this is my daughter's snake. Her name is Sass. She's a candy python. She had just finished dispatching the mouse, and she's gonna get ready to eat it, but if I can recall from earlier, it took her a few minutes to eat it. She decided to go around and come back. She's a really good snake. My daughter is 12. This is her personal snake. She does take care of it. She cares for it. She was actually fishing with her stepfather during snake feeding time, so she wasn't here for it. She generally does it herself, but I was glad she was gone today so I could actually record it and have it on the YouTube channel so that people could see our animals and the stuff that we have. We have lots of animals. We love animals, all of us here. Some of my boys, my oldest son isn't as in love with animals as everyone else, but for the most part, we all have our own very specific animals that we love and care for. And here she just gets super curious about, I think maybe whether or not she's going to get picked up or not. I don't think my daughter had handled her today because she knew today was a feeding day and we don't handle the snakes during feeding day. So I think maybe she was wondering if she could come out. And that's why she didn't immediately start eating her meal. But you can just see how she moves around, guarding her food until she's ready for it. I don't know if that's what she's doing. She could be doing that. I hope that next week when I record Sass eating, that it's not as crazy. I might actually start kicking the other animals out of the house so I can record because they're so loud. Here she's just moving around her cage. She will come back very soon and strike on her mouse. She's such a ham. And there she goes. She goes back. She's going to start trying to get her mouse down. Normally, her mouse isn't this big. And when I went to the store to get a mouse for her, normally she eats Hoppers, which is just slightly a little bit smaller than this. Like, this is an adult mouse, and Hopper's like a teenager, I guess you could say. That's normally her size right now is Hoppers, but they had no Hoppers, so I just tried to get the smallest adult mouse they had. Sass is on a live feed. She refuses to eat frozen, and we tried various ways to get her to eat the frozen. She won't. And I remember trying for several weeks to get her to eat a frozen mouse, and she wouldn't. And then the second I put a live mouse in there, she strikes on it so fast. As you can see in the beginning of this video, she literally just, the second she sees it, she's ready to eat. So I think that with this mouse being bigger than normal, her feed day next week will be on day 8 and not day 7. We'll give her another day. I guess we'll see how well she processes this big of a mouse, and then we'll know where to go from there. And she looks like she's it looks like she's having a little bit of a struggle with it, but not too much. Had she started struggling way too much, I might have tried to get it out of there somehow. I really don't even know. I mean, if anybody knows how to get a snake to stop eating something if it's hurting or choking them. I'm going to look that up because I'm actually unaware of how to do it. But here she goes. It takes her several minutes to like, get it down past the head. And here I was talking with my son about, what it looks like when the snake's eating. And he has a rather large bearded dragon in his room. And his bearded dragon eats hornworms and crickets. And we get the like really big crickets. And this thing will sit there, and this bearded dragon will eat like 4 or 5 crickets at a time, like huge crickets, just down. Same with his hornworms. Like if you don't spread them out in the cage, or not the cage, in the terrarium, when you drop them in, he'll literally, if they're still stuck together, he'll gobble them all up at once. So we've been trying to like hide them around so that he can not fight for them, but think about where they are. Okay, and this is Sass. She's still working on getting it down. Normally it doesn't take her this long. She's usually really, really good at getting it down pretty quickly. But again, I know this mouse was a little too big, but I didn't want her... A, I didn't want her to be hungry, and B, everybody's feeding day was today, and it's just so much easier when everybody's on the same day schedule. Alright, and she finally got up over the shoulders, and she's just working it in. I watch my snakes eat, every single one of them. From start to finish, to make sure, especially the live ones, to make sure that when the mouse and the snake make contact, that the mouse doesn't injure the snake. It's something I'm not really prepared to handle. So I do watch carefully. I have 4 snakes I feed on feed day, and I commit to each snake individually. If it takes 40 minutes for a snake to finally catch and eat, then that's what we do. Or if it takes them, some time, they want to just hold it before they swallow it. Kind of like how Sass did here in the beginning, where she got it, she smothered it, and then she like waited a few minutes. I'm very okay with that. So I'll sit there as long as it takes. It can take me up to 2 hours just to feed 4 snakes. All right, and there she's going. Just getting the rest of it in there. Sometimes I wish they would like look at me when they eat, but they just sometimes always just have their backs to me, and I don't want to move around the cage too much because I don't want to frighten or scare them. So I sit pretty still and watch them and make sure they're doing okay. All right, and that's Sass. That's my daughter Savannah's snake. Super exciting, and we will see you next week when it's time to feed Sass again. So thank you. Oh wait, here's she's peeking. Oh man. All right, we're putting her stuff back in. All right, have a good evening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we have other videos posted of the other snakes. Have a good night.